did see Davey's arms moving as he was being transported to the ambulance, so that's another good sign. Yellow is staying out. We thought perhaps this might bring out a red flag situation, but so far we are remaining under caution, and 154 laps have been completed, and there Davey is now being loaded into that ambulance. Boy, let's hope that he isn't seriously injured.
Been a tough year for Davey Allison. You remember Bristol, he crashed, broke some ribs, and North Wilkesboro 2 weeks later had a relief driver, Jimmy Henson, standing by, but won the race. And then at Charlotte, he won the Winston and crashed as he crossed the start-finish line, and had to spend the night in the Carolinas Medical Center because he was knocked unconscious. And then just this week has been in the hospital a couple of days.
And in between Charlotte and Bristol, had a hard crash at Martinsville.
That's right.
Now here's a good sign. Watch closely. There you can see Davey moving his left arm up apparently to his forehead, and then he puts it back. So he's moving and he's conscious, and boy, that's good.
Yeah, that is a good sign to see him be able to move his arm himself.
There's the ambulance.
Well, we are under caution, and the cleanup continues back there in the back of the racetrack. And when we're clear, we'll go back to racing and finish up the Miller Genuine Draft 500.
That was a big-time crash.
What do you think? We've got that feature on Larry McReynolds. Davey's leading the points. I don't know, still I don't know what to do here. But Jerry's with it.
Liz is not here. She's back in Bessemer. She started getting the same kind of viral problem that Davey's been fighting the past 2 weeks. She's on the phone here next door talking to Max Helton right now. They're trying to give her what information they've been able to get that Davey is awake and talking to the safety crews beside the car, and they're bringing him in. I'm at the care center right now, but they are talking to Liz on the phone here next door in the Wives Auxiliary building.
I don't think Larry would probably want it. Yeah.
A quick item to mention if you're heading to Pocono or to Talladega next week.
That's all that's left of Davey Allison's Haviland Ford Thunderbird, as it overturned about 9 times, we think, in just a matter of seconds between the second and third turns.
Well, it looks like Darrell Waltrip's car at Daytona last year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a very similar looking crash, really.
Yeah, most of the sheet metal flying off of it.
But again, that's good because that dissipates the they're taking him to the infield care center, and I would guess this is standard operating procedure, although if it were real bad news, I would think they would have the helicopter going already and ready to transport him. So perhaps we're going to get by without airlifting Davey out of here.
Well, we're seeing some good signs.
Yeah,
at least.
we are.
Well, that time evidently he missed the door because he's backing up again. Saw Robert Yates there, the owner of the 28 car. I see that ambulance just fits the door there. They're trying to load the Haviland Star up on the back of the truck. I don't think they can hurt that car. Usually these guys are concerned, Ed, when they load them on the wreckers that the wreckers don't do any damage to them, but I don't think they can hurt that car.
No, they don't need to be concerned about that. Fellas, you have to look back to that pit stop when he had the trouble in the pits and didn't get out, and he dropped back to 7th place. If whatever the situation was there, he wouldn't have been back there.
Yep.
But here's a Fram field summary. Quick is the leader. Rudd, Waltrip, Darrell, Brett Bodine, Dick Trickle. That's the top 5. Darrell Waltrip's going in the pits. Kenny Schrader, Dale Jarrett, Harry Gant, Ted Musgrave, Morgan Shepherd, Sterling Marlin, Mark Martin, Kyle Petty. All those cars on the last lap. Kyle Petty stopped a couple of laps ago. For some reason, we really don't know. All these cars a lap down.
Through 20. Elliott, boy, he has struggled here, running 20th. Earnhardt also has. He's 18th. On back to Richard Petty in 23rd, and Bobby Hillen, who's carrying one of our in-car cameras, 2 laps down in 25th.
And we see Michael Walter back there. He's also 2 laps down. Of course, Davey Allison, as they make these laps during caution, he will eventually just go on down. He's right now being shown as 5 laps down.
Ollie Dallenbach had an incident with the wall, a relatively minor one, a few laps ago.
There we see Jeff Bodine back there in 31st position. He's on pit road with the hood up on the Motorcraft Ford again, so he's still out there trying to make as many laps as he possibly can.
Look at that car.
Look at that car, man! Right in front of the tires where it went over that guardrail, Ned, between the right rear tire and the main roll cage. And
I believe that one is torn up worse than Darrell's was last year at Daytona. If that's possible. Michael Walter coming down pit road with a lot of smoke from the Pennzoil Pontiac.
But as that car can look as bad as anything, but yet if that roll cage stayed intact.
Here's what caused it. Once again, Davey's trying to block Darrell getting on the inside of him, and they make some contact. And just as soon as he got on the grass, the car just lifted up and flew like we've seen him do at Daytona.
And you can see the sheet metal flying off the car, and there's where he hits the guardrail and makes that big dent that Benny was talking about there a moment ago. But it's a tribute to the way these cars are built. The roll cage looks like held up, did its job.
Yeah, it does.
And the car is actually sitting on top of the roll cage right now. Yeah, we see the door is stuck down inside the roll cage.
But
so
that roll bar is standing upright.
looks like it is.
In any case, we don't like to see that kind of thing, and we just hope that Davey is not badly injured. And we'll continue to monitor his condition as he has been transported to the infield medical facility here at Pocono. Well, the laps continue to count off. 156 have now been completed. We've got a race to finish here in a few minutes, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yeah, the roll cage looks pretty good, doesn't it, Ned?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell you what, that bar going right across. Hey, Neil, see that bar, the black bar going right across there? Now, that could have really saved Davey, because you see, nothing could have got, that guardrail couldn't have gotten in because of that bar going across that way, the diagonal bar.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think they just threw that door up in there once they got the thing loaded?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could make a point that that diagonal bar really could have saved some.
Yep. Okay. Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett, John Kearney, Dr. Jerry Punch back at Pocono International Raceway, where we are under caution because of Davey Allison's very serious crash. But Benny, that roll cage looks good.
It does look good, and I tell you what, that bar, the black bar right in the middle of the roll cage that runs horizontal, vertical, whatever, across. See that black bar right there in the center? That's going to save all that stuff from coming in, the guardrail, all that other stuff from coming inside the car with Davey.
Let's go down to Dr. Jerry Punch, who is with one of Davey's very best friends, Joey Knuckles.
A crew member, you're right, Bob, and a very close friend of Davey's, Joey Knuckles. And Joey, you were inside a moment ago with Davey. What did they tell you?
They say that he is alert and conscious and knows where he is. And I know Liz tried to call, and, you know, all our families and everything. Debbie and everybody, you know, he's going to be okay. They're checking him over real good and fixing to fly him to the hospital. Our car held up real well. We're just, you know, our prayers are with him.
Well, you can see Joey Knuckles obviously choked up as the rest of the crew have come out, and they have told us that they probably will take him for further x-rays, but fortunately his heart rate seems to be okay. They're checking his lungs for breathing. They want to x-ray him for obvious fractures, but the fortunate thing, as you guys documented, that NASCAR mandated roll cage did its job.